Good morning. So we have a very different video plan for today. I wasn't gonna film this, but then I figured, why not? Everything is content, right? So let me walk you through today's video. So I just bought that trailer very spontaneously, very last minute, yesterday evening, hauled it home. And because it was so last minute, I don't have a place to park it. So I want to park it on the other side of my shelter. And so you have the skid steer on this side, but we can't exactly do that because I have all of these. These were dropped off right before a winter snowstorm, so they were just kind of chucked over here in this corner, and that's where they have been. And on top of all of these logs, I have logs up there. That's where I used to carve. That's where I carved pretty much all last summer. So I've only been carving for almost a year. It will be a year this August. So that's where I was last year, up in the sunny spot. I'm down here now because I have the shade of the oak trees, and that has been game changing because I was just baking in the sun up there. So I would love to get all those logs moved down here. That way we can actually have a yard back. So we just got a lot of work cut out for us. And then hopefully by the end of the day, we'll have a parking spot for my new toy. With all that said, hopefully this isn't a boring video and hopefully nothing too crazy happens. Let's get started. So we're starting out with this one. I'm gonna keep this guy pretty big. I feel like this could be a really cool like showpiece. This is cut all janky. I'm just gonna take, I don't know, like a foot off of it. That way it's nice and flat. I'm gonna break the saw out. We'll cut that up and then we'll really start moving. Okay. So before we start cutting, a company called Yardmars reached out to me and they said they would send me a pair of chaps to try out in exchange for an honest review. So I just picked them up the other day, and it couldn't have been better timing because the chaps I have been wearing are starting to fall apart. So these are type A, so the ones that wrap around the legs, similar to the ones I currently have. That's the packaging. They asked me what color I wanted. Since I already have orange, even though they're kind of falling apart, I decided to do gray. There's like this cool, I don't know. Here, I gotta show you guys. That's so cool. So see this? Oh, you can be able to see it. So this word technical, oh, you can't tell. You're definitely not gonna be able to tell on camera, but it's like rainbowy. That is so cool. Okay, wait, I gotta take you off. I gotta show you that. Do you see? I don't know if you can tell in the camera lighting, but it's like rainbowy and reflective. It's the little things that get me. So I ordered a size medium because I'm a shorty. These are heavy. These seem nice. And the buckles seem really nice. I'm gonna have to adjust all the buckles. Those are pretty nice. Feels like there's like 2 layers right here, like on the knees, which is good because, like, you know, rubbing up on your knees, that way if the first layer of material breaks through, it looks like you got another layer. Reflective stripe. Yeah, these are sweet. Just so you can see, this is what I was talking about. So this whole area seems like it has 2 or 3 extra layers. Just seems like really sturdy, but not like stiff. Like I still feel like I have a lot of mobility. And then the inside material is nice and soft. It feels nice and swishy up against my the pants I have on underneath. I don't have any of the straps tightened yet, but they honestly, I might not even need to. They fit pretty good. You see what I mean? How they wrap around the whole calf. I always prefer these over the type B. So these are the type A. I just feel like if you're gonna get yourself anywhere, it's gonna be like in this area or on this area here. So by having like your whole calf covered, I feel like it just kind of keeps everything like, I don't know, closer to your body. These are the gloves. Unfortunately, they're a little big for me. I ordered the medium. I just have tiny hands, so they're a little big, but they're actually really nicely made. So you can see, like most chainsaw gloves, you have the protective padding on the left hand, and then you just have like the normal glove on the right. Most chainsaw gloves do that, but nice grippy material. But I'm really digging these chaps. I'm really digging these guys. Oh, also, can we talk about the fact that I have an extra pocket? Like, what? What is this? Wait, goes up? Oh, so it goes through. So I could keep like a hammer in here, or you know what? This pocket that's right here, right? On my other chaps, it always gets filled with sawdust. So technically, if this got filled with sawdust, you just go like that and everything would empty out. That is so cool. There's no such thing as enough pockets, so I appreciate that. Too bad there's not one on this side. Just while we're talking about all this, here's the gloves on. I'm just swimming in them a little bit. I should have got a small. They honestly fit pretty good. This is the one that's like too big. Honestly, this one fits like fine. And you have the strap so you can like tighten it here. They have the like the touch screen fingertips so you can text while you're working, which you shouldn't do. But yeah, now these are sweet. I might order a size small that actually fits me because these are actually pretty dope. And the gloves I have right now are just general purpose gloves, and I blow through, I swear to God, a pair every month. It's probably more economical anyway, because gloves are expensive. Like, work gloves are so expensive. But now that we have our safety gear, let's get this out and cut some wood. Woohoo! We got her over there. Be nice to get it upright. I might have Marco help me lift it. I just can't do it alone, and I'm not gonna use the Bobcat to do that. Just a disclaimer, I have literally about an hour's worth of practice driving one of these. So yeah, we're still learning. We're learning as we go. But shout out to Aquatime Pools. That's my mom and dad's pool construction company. If you ever need a pool and you're in the New England area, that's who you should call. But mom and dad are lending me a Bobcat for the summer, so shout out to you, mom and dad, if you're watching this. Love you. Let's keep moving logs. Since we have this log already kind of off the ground a bit, I'm gonna chop this one up into a 3-foot section, a 2-foot section, and a 3-foot section, and then those should be light enough for me to move over onto this pallet you can see in the corner there, and then we'll jump into the next 2 big ones behind it. So I'm gonna use this skid steer now to clear out some of this like brush. And I want to put a pallet there and a pallet here because I want to get some of the logs from the top of the hill down here. So we're gonna start with that. And then we'll start rolling those logs down the hill up at the top. It's a Nami break! It's a Nami break! For anyone wondering why our dog is wearing a t-shirt, it's because little Miss Nami here is extremely sensitive to the mayflies and they're biting her tummy, so the vet recommended putting a t-shirt on her. So that is what we're doing. Oh, she's rocking the Five Guys t-shirt. Huh? You little psycho. And she doesn't mind at all. And back to work. So since I carve pine, one of my biggest enemies are the round-headed borers. So not so much the beetles, but the larva stage. So you can see there's actually, I'm not gonna be able to show you, but I can see one in there. You can see his little chompers, but I'm gonna show you what they look like. See that worm thing? So that's a tiny one. Here's next to my thumb. They get pretty much double in size. They're gnarly and you can hear them gnawing on the wood. You'll hear like, ee, ee, ee. It's so gross. So yeah, I can see one in there. Okay guys, I'm about to show you something super gross. I absolutely hate doing this, but I'm gonna show you how I get them out. I don't know if you can see him moving around in there, but one of the perks to having been a nurse prior to a chainsaw carver is I got lots of the medical equipment. So these are Kelly clamps and we're gonna fish them out. And if you don't like this kind of stuff, I advise you look away. I don't like it either, but oh, so gross. Oh yeah, that's a bigger one, not full size, but definitely bigger. Gnarly. Definitely my least favorite part of the job. Definitely. But get yourself a pair of these if you're a carver. They work awesome. There's a way to prevent those little monsters from getting in your wood, and that's by debarking it. So I've gotten much better. You can see that I've kind of slowly been debarking these as I am setting them up. I'll just have a day where I go and debark all of them. Maybe on like a really hot day when I don't want to be carving and I just want to be over here in the shade, I can debark them all. But this time of year, it's actually pretty easy. I don't know technically why, but it has something to do with springtime and like the bark loosens off the wood or something. But springtime, the bark's much easier to get off the logs. That's kind of like the behind the scenes stuff. It's a lot of work, and like I always put you on time lapse when I'm debarking all these because it is time consuming. But if the bark's not on there, the larvae can't live because they live between the wood and the bark in that like soft layer. That's where they live until they're like big enough to really gnaw into the wood. So if you remove the bark, they never get big enough to gnaw into the wood and they just die, which is better for everyone but them. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, so I pretty much moved the rest of the logs from on top of the hill down, and they're on that pallet and behind this one. And now I'm gonna start loading up all this into my wagon, put it in my scrap pile. That way we can get the trailer off the road and park it there. just one more thing before we wrap up today's video. I know I showed you guys the new chaps earlier, but now that I've actually got to wear them like literally all day, I have a little bit more to say about them. So one, they're comfy. I honestly think chaps are comfortable. I know some people don't. Obviously they're a lot less comfortable in the summer, but I'm really digging this pocket. Obviously I didn't really have a use for it today, but again, there can never be too many pockets. So the only thing that would make it better is if one was on this side. But they fit really well. My current chaps that I have, I'm like constantly like pulling them up. I don't know if that's like normal. I'm sure that's normal, but could also be because like I'm a female and I feel like most chaps are designed for guys. Not that it's that big of a difference, but I'm like constantly pulling my other chaps up like every 5 minutes. I don't think I've pulled these up once, which is really nice. They have this, so this can go down. I like to wear mine high, kind of up over my hips, so I always keep this up. These are technically too long for me, but nobody makes small chaps, so, and I like wearing them high anyway, like I said. But yeah, honestly, if I were to buy another pair of chaps, I would buy these. I would definitely consider these. Again, these are type A. I prefer type A, just they're safer. These are probably gonna be my go-to chainsaw chaps now, and then I'll use my orange ones for like when I'm doing kind of like finer detail work and painting, just because I don't know if you've seen me, I use those things like an apron. I just like take my paintbrush and I'm like whoop, 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 whoop. So they have like every color of the rainbow on them. So I'll try to keep these guys paint free, so I'll wear my orange ones for that. But yeah, so we're gonna pretty much wrap up today's video. Look what we got done today. I am so ready for a good night's sleep and some ibuprofen. Oh my goodness. Mrs. Robin's back. Hi, mamas. You see her? There's a little robin nest up there, and I felt so bad. She was so mad at me today. I won't bother you. I keep telling her I'm not gonna hurt her, but she always flies away. I don't know if there's eggs up there, and I'm not gonna bother her, so. But yep, that's my little friend. I don't know if that's mom or dad. I won't bother you. You have the rest of the evening to yourself and your eggs, if they're there. Okay? Okay. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. Sorry it wasn't really entertaining. It wasn't really a carving video, but I'm sure you've been seeing some carvings around. Got some big things coming up, so stay tuned, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye. Also, shout out to Yard Mars for the chaps and the gloves. They're available on Amazon. Again, this was not sponsored. They literally just sent me free stuff to give an honest review, and they're pretty sweet, so check them out if you're looking for chaps. Bye guys.